Hey everybody, it's Mike from Monkey Fab Garage, monkeyfabgarage.com. So yeah, we got this thing still hasn't moved. Apparently it's not gonna just build itself. It's a shame too, because it's been sitting here for a while and I keep throwing metal parts at it, but they just don't come together. Check this out, huh? You guys want to know about a $150 TIG welder? Well, hang around till the end. That's my, was that the hook? Is that what they call it? The hook? So, yeah, the bad thing is, well, the good thing is I weld every day, so I'm halfway decent at that. So I weld like a mechanic. I don't weld like an artist, unfortunately. I wish I was more of an artist. But she is what it is. What was weird about this, or interesting about this, usually when I do this, I do it for myself, and I just give 0 Fs because it's mine, and if it just breaks, then who cares? So what I usually do with mine is I just cut it, and that's it, and then I just weld it together, and you guys can see how thick this stuff is. So I usually just do a pass, kind of fusing it all together, and then put a cap on it and be happy. But this being my buddy's thing, I wanted to do it right, and we made these. You see these nice chamfers, and it's all paper thin, so you get full penetration and all that. Well, we did that. And this is really the first time I've actually, because usually when I build these, I build them for myself. So this was all mocked up on the car, and I pulled it, I cut it right now so we could handle it. I welded it, and that's like, it took a lot of welding. It was probably like a whole day of welding on this. I know that sounds retarded, but the best way to do this is you just make a little bit of a pass. You just do an inch, and basically I just do an inch, and I rotate it an inch, and I just go down the thing, and then I just let it set until it's like ice, until it's like room temperature again. You touch it, and it feels kind of cold to the touch, and then we start welding again. I don't like to overheat the metal because it's stainless and stuff like that. But yeah, after doing all that, and I went and put it back in the car so I could tack it back up to keep welding, and that is how much it moved. And that's not like it's not like me making it kind of loose and floppy. I was actually kind of pulling it tight to get it back to where it should have been. And yeah, I was just kind of shocked at how much it like sucked in. Never had that happen before. So anyway, yeah, so like I was saying, I build this maybe once every 3 years. So every 3 years I have to remember what's the most efficient way to grind off about 5 pounds of stainless steel, which is pretty heavy duty. I mean, all the way through that, you figure it's 100 thou there and 100 thou there. That's almost a 1/4 inch thick across there. You're just grinding metal off of. So we're gonna do little copy boys, and you see this guy, like it just showed you, I have fit in there. So we just got to go. Now it's from here to the turbo, and that's all happy. We can get this in and out, and that's all important. Still got to figure out the wastegate on this thing. So the wastegate's going to come off of here. But anyway, I digress. So this is generally what I'll do. So you guys can kind of, it doesn't really work out very well because it just, even the fancy Milwaukee boys just kind of wipe off. Maybe if you had like a paint pen, maybe I could use a paint pen. I do have paint pens. I own paint pens. But yeah, what I'll do is I'll make a line so you guys can see. And when I line that line up, kind of that grid that I just made there, that helps me visualize how this thing needs to be held to be ground on the belt sander. The belt sander is the best way to get the bulk of this off. You just, this roller here is about 3 inches, and you just come at it, blow through it, and then go back. Once you get within reason, like you get it semi-shaped and it's kind of up high, then we'll just use the flappy wheel to kind of clean up the, you know, you just look and like say, where does it touch? Where does it touch? Oh, it touches there. So you pull it off and you grind it a little bit there. And then you go down a little bit more, you know, it drops down a little bit more and it touches somewhere else. So that's how you do that. It is time consuming. So that's why these things take a little while and cost a bit of money. But yeah, I got to do that. And then this one here is just going to, it's going to kind of fling up and into this runner here. And our wastegate will be off the bottom somehow. I think I'm just going to kind of point it down and then try to, maybe I'll even recirculate the exhaust back into the downpipe. I don't know. But yeah, so we'll make all these, 1, 2, 3. And once all these are made, you'll see we have this. Oh, this is the other thing I do is I put this in the car and I make a line. Whoops, sorry. and I'll make a line. You guys can kind of see this line right here. Sorry about the light, it's all very shiny. And I'll make some other marks. You guys see these other tick marks here. Well, this is the center of this. This is the back, and this is as far forward as I want it. It's the same here. And that way, when I go ahead and line these guys up, I have these guidelines. So that way, what I want to do is I want to drop these runners kind of uniformly at the same angle, at the same place. Just not that it matters. I mean, you could take this guy and curve it up and stick it over here, and this one wrap around and have it come in over here. Doesn't really matter, but it'll make it look nicer in the car is my theory. So that will go to there, and that's how we set that up. And you'll see like a big dot here. That's the high point. So I know if I hold this guy like this, then everything else is sticking up like it should be in the car. Yeah, so once we get done with this, we'll blast these holes out with the plasma cutter, clean them up with a die grinder, and then just weld everything together, and that runner will be done. We have not welded on the V-band flange, and we'll probably break this off once again to do all the cutting on this guy, and then we'll put it all back together and tack it and refit it and all that good stuff. But that's where we're at on this beautiful Mustang. Yeah, and it's going to be badass. I think it's going to be a cool little car right around y'all when we get it all done. So that's that side, and then once I get that thing done, probably today, and then we can start working on this side. And then all we gotta do is downpipes, and then oil lines, and then mounts, and then exhaust, and then frame rail connectors, and you guys get them. Oh, the tool line, I almost forgot, man. Look at this. So this guy I just wanted something out here for this. I have, it's kind of pain in the butt to drag my main rig in here just to do tack welding. It's just heavy and big, and it's gotten kind of out of control. Well, this guy just sits in this little nice tool iron box on my shelf. And when I need it, I pull it out, and you can hook up to 110, which is nice because you probably won't be using so many amps that you need any more than 110, probably 15. Just keep in mind when you plug it in, you need to plug it directly into the wall, or your best connection is possible because amps matter when you're running welding machines. But this thing is $150, and I did buy it off of Amazon, and I write myself cheat codes on all my welding machines, so when I pull them out, I know what I'm doing. This guy is, I don't even think, it might not even came with a regulator, but here it is. It's just this, and it's just a push button. So as long as you hold the button, it goes. And when you let go of the button, it stops, which is nice for making tacks because you can just reach in, hit the button, and then let go. And that's why I got it. There is no foot pedal. I don't think there's a foot pedal, or it's even possible. It's just on or off. You can adjust the amps. I think it goes from probably like 10 to 200. And it's about all. You can buy one of my stubby gas lens kits for it with one of the GLS cups, and it makes a nice little tacky guy. You just plug it in wherever you need it, and bop, and you're good to go. You set the amps a little low on this guy, so like I'll set it's like 75 amps for this super thick stuff, and that way when I push the button, it gives me probably 2 seconds, which is really long, 1001, 1002, to see what's going on with the puddle and where I need to be, because you're usually jammed up underneath the car or in the engine bay, and it's just difficult to get orientated. So I'll quit rambling. That's what's going on with the car. We're building turbo manifolds. People, turbo manifolds at monkeyfabgarage.com.